The truth behind illusion. When you are walking down a dark road, when you don't believe what you see, when your eyes deceive you and play tricks on you, when you see an unfamiliar face in the mirror, what do you do? The truth behind illusion.
The truth behind illusion. We're back. Episode number 12. I'm gonna mute my mic real quick. Everyone say hi.
Hello.
Hi.
I was
Oh, okay.
I was gonna- which one talks? I don't know.
Hello.
Oh.
How is everybody doing? Make
my
sure
God.
you put comments.
Like, share,
make,
subscribe.
Make sure you talk
Yeah.
in the comments below.
Not so
You're,
fucking
you're-
easy,
you're
is it?
turning into Garth.
I
I don't know what to do right now.
I like to play.
Yeah. Episode 12.
So yeah,
We're
episode
just
12.
covering POLYBIUS tonight. Many ways to say that. so
Many ways to say
Say it however you want.
I say polybus.
Yeah.
Many people say
it different ways.
I say it the way I say
I
it.
say it.
Polybus.
Polybus.
It's fire.
Everyone
It's the
knows.
best.
Yeah, so check out the links below to follow us on all social media, all forms of the plat. I don't know. I just
All forms of the plan.
we're just winging it at this
Yeah.
point.
I know.
How the hell did we get what we got?
Plat?
I don't know.
We're not good at this.
I think we're still on a high from
We are.
from Jim
Mm.
Thorpe, so we're all just
100%,
like
yeah.
really like goofy.
So if this is your first time hearing this, because we are doing a lot of like trying to promote and get new people to the page and stuff, and you guys are doing amazing by hitting that share button and letting people know we exist, as well as following and getting it out there. Real quick though, I want to have some fun with this. So on YouTube, we have I think one or two people who think it's hilarious to go and dislike all of our videos, and I think they're doing it because the haters, bro.
We got
Look,
haters.
But everyone do us a favor, like just to show them that I don't care about likes and dislikes. Everyone go dislike our videos.
Go dislike it.
Go dislike every one of our YouTube videos.
Yeah, who cares? Fuck it.
Because we're telling you to at this
It's,
point.
it's
Just-
still attention.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
it's like,
Who
Hell yeah.
cares? We got haters.
we could be the most disliked YouTube channel of all time. Like we can, like you know what I
Yes.
mean? Like,
yeah.
like,
Yes.
We take the
It
power
doesn't-
away.
go
You don't
ahead.
control us.
What's one dislike? You know, it's
It's
do
just
whatever you
funny-
want, man.
It's just funny that they purposely go through every video, wait for the new one to drop just to go dislike
Yeah.
it.
That's like the
Mhm.
people that were buying games or CDs just to break them. Like they already got your money.
Yeah, exactly. Like
Like we are.
we already
Okay,
coined-
you
we
showed
already-
us.
We already coined your view, pal.
You,
Yeah.
yeah, right. You're doing
Go
great.
ahead. No, it hurts so bad.
Yeah, stop doing it.
Stop it.
Oh no, we're angry.
The algorithms.
Yeah, the algorithms, dude. I don't care. It's funny. Yeah, I wish you could do it on Facebook. This way we can. At
That'd
least,
be
you can't.
funny.
You can't hide behind it, you little punk. If you're gonna dislike it, comment your name. Show us how tough you are.
I love that.
Because we all know what network you're part of. Anyway, did I say that?
Ooh.
Yeah. So, So we were at the Jim Thorpe prison.
We did.
And once again, check the links below. We do have merchandise for sale. The logo that you've seen in the very beginning, our Jailbirds logo, is going to be available
Yeah.
maybe the day of the episode
Oh,
drops.
there we go.
So we're going to put that out. And plus,
Imminent.
Blaine's new logo, the Ghost Prisoner, will be up. So you can
Yes.
go and all that fun stuff. He was absolutely fantastic.
Oh, such a
Blaine,
nice guy.
Let's
Yeah,
pronouns
Blaine.
pal. Blaine, the
Blaine Dart.
proprietor I guess you could say, of the.
I like
air?
say
It's like-
I like saying the air because it
The
makes
Yeah,
it
the
sound
air. Yeah, because his
super
grandfather owns it, his
cool.
mom kind of runs it, but he kind of runs it too.
Yeah,
Mhm.
he does a lot of work. Once again, thank you guys so much for giving us the opportunity to go in there and experience that.
Yeah.
So if you're expecting a video of us like every other YouTube channel, we're in there and we're taking ghost videos and stuff. I think what we kind of discussed before going into the episode is that's not our thing. We're not ghost hunters. We're not. I mean, if a place lets us do some stuff like that, like we'll do it, but we're not
yeah.
there to film it and prove or debunk or
Mhm.
anything. We're more or less there for the history and the what if.
Yeah.
And the what if is through the questioning
gonna
and
say it's the
through the
question.
conversation. So
Mhm.
we are still going to Eastern State. We are still going to
Gettysburg.
Gettysburg, but we're not there to take video of us using the equipment. Like it's going to be for us.
We're not there to be a ghost adventures.
Exactly.
Plus, that's a lot of hours edited down. That's a
yeah,
lot of
and
work.
That's a lot.
And at the end of the day,
sometimes you don't get anything.
we're
Yeah.
a podcast. We're not.
Yeah.
We're not a YouTube channel where we make content like that. That's
Yeah.
not our thing. Our thing is the podcast. So you're
Yeah.
turning in to listen to us talk about our experience. So if that's what you're expecting, please don't get your hopes up.
Mhm.
What you've come to be used to of our show of what we're doing right now is exactly what you're going to experience in Jim Thorpe. The only difference is instead of looking at the cat, you're going to be seeing
Look
the
at the
entire
cat.
prison.
The
Yeah.
prison.
Yeah, the whole background is the prison, and it was really really fun.
Oh man, that was just a dream come true.
Yeah.
I say I think like 10 times on the podcast where I'm just like, I just feel so melodramatic. 'Cause this is like a childhood dream.
There is a part where Blaine, he's 17, 18-ish.
17.
Yeah, 17.
Yeah.
Senior in high school.
And he said about like playing hide and go seek with his friends in the prison one night.
Yeah.
And we're like we're grown adults and we would
Yes.
come play hide and
Yeah.
seek with you
Yes.
and your
Imagine that.
17-year-old friend.
I would love that.
Don't think we're weird.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it was really cool, man. We're really excited for you guys to check out that episode. It will be episode 13, and it
Mhm.
will be dropping Wednesday
How about that?
at
Episode
12
13.
p.m.
Yeah, so maybe it's already out. So listen to it now if you're listening to this show.
Well, no, this will air right now.
Yeah, but I'll say maybe if you're listening to the podcast later.
Oh yeah,
you
so
know?
if you are listening to it later on, it's gonna drop Wednesday. Today is the
15th.
12th, so it'll be the 15th. Yes.
Mhm.
So yeah, go check out that episode. Our first on location for this podcast. Awesome, man. It was just a really fun thing.
Oh yeah.
And the jail's still open for the rest of the month on Friday.
2 more weeks. 2
Saturday,
more
Saturday
weeks,
and
so
Sunday.
get
Friday,
in.
Saturday, and Sunday. Or
Yep.
Yeah,
Monday, Friday.
yeah. I
Saturday,
forget.
Sunday.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Well, we'll post the link and just go. and
Yeah.
see
Well,
their
the
hours.
links are below, so you can go to their Facebook page.
Yeah.
You can go to their website.
And it's Old Jail Jim Thorpe on Facebook and Instagram.
Yeah, and they
Or
and,
JT.
and they so the last tour is 9:00, but they look outside and say, "All right, we still have some people. We're
Okay.
gonna make sure every single person gets to experience this."
You
Which
know, they like money.
is like, which is like
Which
unheard
can't blame 'em,
of.
Can't blame them.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not so much. Obviously the money is good, right? You're making money, but
Mhm.
I think a lot of it is we want people to experience it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
because that was the cool
Which you
thing.
could never do that anywhere else. People would
Yeah.
be like, "Sorry, it's the cutoff," but like
Yeah.
they're just so gracious enough to be like, "Oh, sure, but it's 15 minutes." Go
Yeah,
on in."
without giving too much of the interview away, but the most part of it is that the grandfather set the tone for the family.
Yeah.
Like this will be respected. We will honor the history. We will preserve the
Yes.
history. The ghost thing is secondary.
Yeah.
The main thing is the prison and the
history.
history of the
Mhm.
prison. You know what I mean? And I think that's really cool.
Mhm.
So I mean, we do talk ghost stories, but you're gonna learn a lot about the history of the prison and some
Yeah.
cool stuff. It is gonna be very similar to what you would get in the tour. But we'd still highly recommend going and seeing it for yourself.
Yeah, it's nothing like being there and like walking into the cell and like seeing all of the neat stuff that's there. So you have to
Yeah.
go do it when you're
So
on.
if you are watching this right now, check in the chat below. Say hi to us.
Hi, everybody.
Talk to. I mean, this is the most quiet the chat's ever
Yeah.
been.
I
so
know.
Come talk
It
to
makes
us.
I'm
you
not
think-
used
it
to
makes you
that.
think the chat is not working.
That's
like-
what I'm worried about too. I
Yeah.
hope the chat's
Oh.
working. Let's do a testy in there.
Okay.
Let's throw a little testy out.
Testy. But Blade did give us the book, what the Ghost of the Molly
Oh, no, it's
Maguire
there.
is there. So
Yeah.
did that
he
work?
did.
So yeah, it
Yeah, it's
works.
good.
So we gave Blaine and a bunch of people that were working there a whole bunch of stickers. We had his
Mhm.
stickers out in the line.
Mhm.
So if you are someone who we gave a sticker to, and thank you, if we were someone who got a sticker, who met us at Jim Thorpe that day, or heard
Mhm.
about us through Jim Thorpe or through any other means recently, let us know. Say, hey, we're here. Thank you for whatever. Also, we have a banner that we made. It's the same thing, but it says the show's name on it, and it's blue. And then we changed the font from blue to yellow, so it was
Mhm.
like
It pops more.
It
po-
pops
yeah.
more. But it was a banner that we really liked, but we're like, we kind of like the full kitty for now. We do have
Full kitty.
This is the last episode with this banner, by the way.
Really?
The new one will be here Friday.
Ooh.
So that banner will be going away soon. So maybe it'll be a giveaway. So maybe we can figure something out and give away this banner, and we'll ship it to you guys. And you get a free banner that you can also buy from the merch store. So you
Yes.
can buy
Yes.
a
So
banner.
if you don't win, you can buy another one.
I like
Yep.
the idea of
Let's
a
buy one.
giveaway because those are always super personal and fun.
Yeah.
Absolutely. We'll even we're not famous, but we'll sign
We'll
it if you want to.
sign it.
Yeah. But yeah, so we're having a new banner coming. So we gave Blaine our other banner. So he said he's gonna hang it where he plays video games and
Yeah.
stuff, which is cool. And then the cat is reminiscent of Bestie die cuts. Belize. I'm not sure how to pronounce that.
Every year I thought it was Battle Donuts, and now I would like some Battle Donuts.
Well, the cat is actually inspired by Tori's actual cat.
Yeah, it's my Willow.
I
I mean, it has some like vintage design, so I'm
Mhm.
sure it links to something. But that's my little Willow
It
cat.
looks a lot like
But
Luna
they
from
gave
Sailor
us-
Moon.
Yeah,
She has a moon
it
for
does.
Yeah. And then they gave us the book that they compiled of all of people's ghost experiences that they've had over the years,
Mhm.
and it's signed by the
And they
grandparents,
very kindly signed it.
which is super cool, and we're very very thankful for
Mhm.
that.
Yeah, that's very. I love that. That kind
Yeah.
of stuff is awesome.
It was
So,
awesome.
Yeah,
so
go check it out. Everyone that goes says they like it.
It's-
Even
oh
if you
gosh,
don't
yeah.
see nothing supernatural or anything, it's just cool to see how
Yeah.
people were in a jail years ago.
I
Especially the
Yeah.
ones where there was like no toilets, or just to see
I,
the toilets they did have.
Yeah.
I didn't really experience anything crazy,
Neither did I.
Mm-mm.
only because, and this is just my theory to this. I was in the mode of like, I want this to be perfect.
Yeah.
And the entire time I was stressing about like during the tour, like we're gonna be recording here soon, and I have to nail this, and this needs to be good. Like I
Mhm.
was stressing the whole time.
So it was like just your whole like aura sense was just blocked, trying to just like focus.
When we went in the dungeon, and I thought something touched my arm. That's the only thing. That's the closest I
Mhm.
got.
Mm.
Where it felt like a fly or a bug was crawling up my arm.
Mhm.
And then when we all stayed back and we were looking around for any flies or anything, and there was
Yeah.
nothing. So
nothing.
something went across my arm.
Heidi
here.
had a lot happen to her. She
Yeah.
was
Really?
saying.
Heidi said while we were recording, she heard people walking on the balcony above us.
Wow.
We couldn't hear it because our headphones were on.
Yeah.
But she said she kept looking up and she thought she was hearing something above her.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then she said that our one light
The
was
one
swaying before we started
Really?
recording. She
Yeah.
said the light was. She said because she goes, if I don't know if you heard it when before we were recording, but she was stomping on the floor by
Mm.
me.
Yeah, to get
Yeah, I
attention.
remember that.
Well, no, but she said she was seeing if the floor was.
Oh, okay, like moving. but
Unstable
it's
to move the
Yeah.
light.
cement.
So she was doing
Yeah.
like her own test
Yeah.
because she was literally staring. Because Heidi sways when she's like not doing
Okay.
anything.
She does.
She
So-
Axl Roses.
Yes. So she was watching the light, and she said it was swaying, and then she's like,
We
"Am
gotta
I
think-
swaying or is the light swaying?"
This is all new stuff there. Like,
Yeah.
there was never anything like that there. So.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I mean, I don't think we caught anything. We are gonna release all the photos when we release the episode 2. So we
Mhm.
took some photos of us like at the thing.
Yeah,
and,
feel free to look through them if you
and,
find
uh,
something. Let
Yeah.
us know.
and we found 2 orbs that actually are on
Yeah,
our
it's kinda
photos.
cool.
We found 2 orbs that are in the photos of our group shots.
Mm-hmm.
One is on the wall when I think it's just us 3. It's on the wall of Andy, and then the
Mhm.
next photo you'll see the same wall with no orb on it.
Uh-huh.
So if you're into the orb thing, I mean
if you're
it's
into
there.
that, there you go.
And
Hey, your mom said,
Hi,
"See
Mom."
you."
and
See
it's
you.
also
Oh, is that what she said?
yeah.
on the group photo of all 4 of us. There's an orb on Blaine.
Yeah, right on his right arm.
Yeah.
Mm.
So I don't know if there's going to be anything on the video.
Yeah.
I mean, I went back and watched it, but I was more or less looking at the audio quality and making sure
Yeah.
everything was good.
Not a keen eye to the surroundings.
Yeah,
But that's a fun game that you guys can play when you watch it
Yeah.
back and
Watch
just
the
like
background.
just
Yeah, you
watch
see the-
it.
Is there a shadow
Take
on the
screen-
second floor
take
balcony?
Smoke.
screenshots,
Does
take
something
clips.
move?
Fog.
Yeah.
I will say this.
Does the EMF detector? We had that on.
We
Yeah.
weren't
I don't know if
watching
it
it though.
spiked. I looked every now and then, but it was
Every
always
and it was
nothing.
just like meh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I said in there,
Heidi
it's
said it-
$10 from
Heidi said
Amazon.
it jumped up 1 or 2 lights once or twice.
Interesting.
She said
Yeah.
it jumped, but nothing like it never went red, but it went 2 or 3 lights.
like a
Yeah.
little bit of a flicker.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
there was an
We'll have to
EMF.
see what we're talking about.
Yeah.
So there is an EMF
We'll have to
detector
see
on
if
the
any of
table.
us like bump
Yeah.
the table because
I'm gonna buy a
we-
real good one.
there you go.
Yeah,
Because we found out that with some of the cheaper ones, at least the one that I bought, when you like lay it flat down and you like hit it or you apply like a pressure to it, it spikes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And if you put your
So-
phone near it while it's working, the signal will
Mhm.
interfere with it because it puts out.
Well,
EMF.
that's the whole
Puts
thing.
out
It
EMFs,
is
yeah.
picking up
Yeah.
the electronic. Yeah.
Mhm.
So yeah, you guys can check all that out and see if you guys see anything and let us know in the comments if
Yeah.
you did find anything. Let us know your experiences of the prison, if
Yeah,
you
if
ever
you've
went,
been
and what you think of it.
Then what a good thing to go do around Halloween time. Really
Yeah.
go there and check it out. It's $15 at night. I think if you do the day one, it's only $10.50.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
it's younger. It's cheaper for kids.
Yeah.
Mhm,
It
yeah.
might
Well,
be younger for kids.
they-
And then you can experience the actual Jim Thorpe throughout the
Yeah.
afternoon or the day.
Make a
which
day
is-
out of it.
Go early.
That's what
'cause
we did,
A
and
lot
it
of
was
stuff closes at
awesome.
5 or 6.
Which we
so
realized.
Go early.
We got there around 1 or 2.
Yeah.
You don't have enough time.
And then ate at a restaurant, but because of COVID and restrictions and the restaurant being very small,
Mhm.
it took a while to get our food, which
Mhm.
was worth the wait.
Oh, it
was
was so worth
through
it.
the looking
Fantastic.
glass.
Yes.
Through the looking
Right
glass
in the
was
corner.
Great.
Yep,
Right where it goes to the alley.
yep. And then right across the street, there's
From the-
another like
Funeral. Well, not the funeral home. The opera house is right there. So.
Well, I'm saying the
Yeah.
other.
Oh,
the,
yes.
the spiritual healer that we talked.
Yes.
to.
The
Well, we
high
didn't talk the high
priestess?
priest. We didn't
Yeah.
talk to high priestess, but we talked to the
To
lady
the
that
shop below
the
it.
shop below it, and we
Which
talked to
was
her
down the rabbit hole.
down the
That's
rabbit hole.
right.
That's it.
That's
That-
right.
So the Alice in
2
Wonderland.
It was an
things.
Alice in Wonderland kind of day.
And that
Yeah.
coffee is fantastic.
Oh
man.
my god.
Did you-
Smoked bourbon.
Oh,
Is that
Smoked
the one,
vanilla bourbon.
Is that the one you bought?
Yeah.
oh my god.
So that's
it's
when I
so
drank too.
good.
She goes, "You want?" She said, "Free coffee." I was like, "I was gonna buy this coffee,"
Yeah.
and it's so good. I grinded it up today,
If
Oh,
you,
heck yeah.
I know if you're,
and I
you
got a Judas Priest poster.
coaster, yeah. So if you are a fan of our other show, Not Cool in High School, when we revamped it, we did a whole episode on Harry Potter,
Mhm.
and boy, if I never realized how much Jim Thorpe looks like Hogwarts.
Oh, and like the little Diagon Alley.
And you didn't
Mhm.
get a look at the church. That probably would have really looked. Not the church that we walked by, the old church.
Yeah, but I mean the
Mm.
buildings
Yeah,
and
yeah.
the way the roads are, it
They're
looks just like it.
beautiful.
And
yeah,
every
with all
single
the,
gift
all
shop,
the storefronts are all just like decked out.
yeah, and every gift shop sells something Harry Potter.
Oh, of course.
Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
need to lean into it. But I think they know if they make like a Harry Potter day in Jim Thorpe, they'll probably get like a cease and desist thing.
Yeah, not
They
really.
might. I don't know.
I don't know. It depends.
Well, they
It's
did
a-
future episode. December. They just started, I think, last year, and it's something they're
Krampus,
going to
yeah.
continue to do. They're doing Krampus.
Yeah, the-
days.
That's right.
The lady
oh, I
at
can't wait
the
for
that works in the through looking or down the rabbit hole. She had pictures on her page of
Oh,
the people dressed up
cool.
like Krampus and her.
Really?
Like, "Ah."
We,
Yeah.
we
That's
found
cool.
out about the card shop. We went to that card shop where they sell like the cards of like the offensive
the
The-
naughty
the-
cards.
cards.
The
Yeah,
adult card
not
shop,
naked,
which
just
was so
like
funny.
bad.
Yeah, like
words, yeah.
funny words and funny phrases.
Which I want to find out what that building is. Next time we get more time to ask her what the building was. I mean,
Yeah,
and,
'cause that
and we
looks
found
so-
out that Blaine's mom not only works the prison, but she also runs the treasure shop next to the
Does
beef jerky
she?
place.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what he
Wow.
said. Yeah.
So, I mean, we learned a lot of cool things. Jim Thorpe is just an all around amazing city. So, before it gets super cold and everything shuts down, go experience Jim Thorpe.
They do it a lot for Christmas though too. So
Yeah.
I mean, they put a big tree in the.
I think for
center.
Christmas they do the Polar. What's that movie?
The Polar Express.
The Polar Express, and they do the whole train up like the Polar Express,
Oh,
and,
Oh,
okay,
that's
yeah.
adorable.
and everyone sings songs in the
So
train.
I guess if you want to go there when it's cold, they still do stuff around Christmas. They probably do something on New Year's Day.
Yeah, the town's fantastic. Go
Yeah.
experience it.
It looks like a European town because it's like
Yes.
real
Yeah.
built up and
Yep.
It's
tight.
beautiful.
Yeah.
Absolutely. All right. So anything else throughout the week? Did you guys come across any cool like news topics, or come across like anything weird or spooky? Learn anything new, or did you?
No,
guys
but I did during the podcast, and it could just be from the cell that was open behind me. But like, I got a real cold breeze on my back, and I accidentally cursed because we agreed we weren't gonna curse.
I
on
think
that
I
stream.
did. I'm not sure if I
And
did.
I literally said, "Oh fuck, that's a cold."
yeah, we're gonna make an attempt, but we're not making promises.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because hopefully one day we can get to the point where we're monetized. But I think the way everything works is if you do curse, you're not getting monetized.
It's weird,
Yeah.
but,
Stupid.
but some people can.
Yeah.
That's,
Yes,
that's like
some people can. It's the golden boys and girls of YouTube that can
Yeah,
do
because
whatever they
really the only way this podcast does make any profit or money is through merchandise or donations. You
Mhm.
know,
Donation.
because we're not at the point yet we're getting thousands and thousands of views on YouTube or Facebook,
Yeah.
so it's not really getting us any income there.
want.
And we're not trying to make this like something we can quit our jobs and do. I mean,
Yeah.
that's
That's the dream.
that would be great. But
I mean,
it's-
speaking of dreams, I had a dream that we got monetized. So
Whoa, oh
it
my.
wasn't much.
it would
but
be $22.
20. It
and
was
I got
$20.
monetized real good.
But it really comes down to word of
Jen
mouth.
says
and-
hello.
Hey Jen, welcome to the stream. Jen is still rocking her guest logo on her.
Well,
thing.
why?
You're the
yeah,
best,
why
Jen.
not?
Yeah,
Keep
I
it up
like
for
it.
Halloween.
You're the
I
best.
love it. Jen came on and we talked Salem, and
Yeah.
she got her witch logo. So
Yeah, that's awesome.
I think we're up to like 5 guest logos now too.
I think so.
It's cool. We have a lot of fun stuff.
Yeah.
I think our next guest is going to be Bree from Not Cool in High School is going to join us.
Yes,
Soon. The 26th.
I think so.
I don't know. We're going to do that episode, but we'll figure it out. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Anything else? I mean, I experienced the same thing. The temperature now it could have been it got later at night and it got
We
colder
weren't moving
out.
around. We're sitting.
And
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
it got really cold at one point.
I would love to, but I didn't. I told you I felt cozy and welcoming. So
See,
I was like,
always
this place
feel
is cool.
I always feel that in a dungeon. Like everybody always says they feel weird in the dungeon. I always feel something in the dungeon.
Mhm.
Like, and when we took the tour, there's a spot where like she like puts all of you in one of the actual like door and like closes it and everything. And then I was just like, can I just go in here by myself? And she was like, sure. I was like, can I close the door? She was like, I mean, sure.
if you want.
And so I was just in there and I was just kind of like, I wonder what's gonna happen. So I was just there, and I wasn't afraid because I know the difference between when you feel afraid and then like you just start working yourself up. I don't feel weird in the dungeon, so I was just there, and I started like I closed my eyes and I started just feeling like that fight or flight, like they're like I always say prey does when like predators are around, that like fight or flight. And then I started feeling like presences around me, and like before I was just kind of like, I'm gonna go back out now. But like that, I didn't stick around too long.
Yeah.
But I did have weird feelings. So
Yeah, I was completely. So I also agree. I felt very welcomed,
Mhm.
but I don't think it was like a spiritual welcoming. I think
So,
it was just the
to
energy.
people, yeah.
I think it was just the
Mhm.
energy of the fact that we were there and we were so shocked and on
Just
a high
grateful.
that we were even doing this.
Mhm.
Because like I don't want to dive too much into it, but not many people get to do what we do there,
yeah,
and I'm very very
Well,
thankful.
no one has done a podcast there.
Yeah, I don't
Except
think
us.
I don't think a podcast has
Mhm.
ever been
I don't
done
think.
there.
Yeah, as far as I
Um,
know, he never said it. He said he only did TV shows.
Yeah,
yeah. They had like TV shows come in and like interview him
Yeah.
for different
So,
things, but
first ever podcast.
Yeah, how about that?
But I know they've been reached out to by different TV shows
Mhm.
and pretty big names. We're not going to sit
we're
there
not
and
gonna
name
say
drop.
names,
You know
no.
what I mean?
But it's just something that
when
big names were turned down,
we were,
and we were able
people
to
were
get
very
in there.
shocked when we told them we were hanging out afterwards.
Everybody we talked to, they were like, "Wait, what?"
Yeah, they didn't believe us.
Yeah. And they were like, "Oh, so you're gonna like watch it? You're gonna go and do it, and then come back home and do it?" And we're like, "No, we're gonna
No.
interview
Yeah.
the grandson. And we're gonna go in there." And they were like,
Do it
"Are you
there.
really?"
Yeah.
And we're just like, "Yeah."
So so going into it, we were on like a high. So one of the names that was dropped to us by an employee, right? Because she was like, "Hey, you guys gonna?" I'm like, "Oh man," I kind of said to her like, "Our night's kind of just starting here. We're gonna hang out afterwards and
that was the
record."
tour guide that took us down to the dungeon,
Yeah,
right?
and she was kind of like, "Really?" Because like this person got turned down for being here, and
Mhm.
me and Tori were in one of the dungeons, and she punched me
I
Yeah.
was so excited. I did
really
like
hard.
I'm sorry. I did like the Elaine Bennis, like shut
Yeah.
up. Like
Yeah.
I was so
she
excited.
She flare chopped me.
I was.
Woo!
The
I got
ghost said "woo." It
Yeah.
was crazy.
because
Oh,
then Heidi was.
hey,
She was
Ric
like,
Flair
"Oh, that
was
was
around
hard."
the 80s.
Yeah.
So.
I got like
Well, it
so
echoed in
super
the
excited
cell.
because it
Wow.
was like my hand was just perfect. It was just like, poof. And, like I just got so
I
excited
was like,
that because she had said that and like we like ran in. We were just kind of like, "Are you kidding me? Like you turned down this person?" I was just like, "Shut up!" Like straight up Elaine Bennis.
So like my entire mind state in there was just very very grateful, very very welcomed, very like that. So I guess in like a spiritual sense, you
Mhm.
know, I know people who are skeptical and say like, you know, there's no such thing as ghosts and all that stuff. They would say, well, no, there's just nothing there. I'm open minded. I think I've had experiences in that place before,
Mhm.
but I went in with the mind state of saying, "Oh my
Like-
god, I can't believe I'm doing this,"
Yeah.
and I was in full podcast mode, like I do in every
it was
situation.
that positive excitement.
Where
that
I every podcast. So just full disclosure, like even right now, I'm having an anxiety attack
Why?
because I'm just making sure everything is looking and
Oh, I
sounding
see what
good,
you're
and
saying.
I have no control.
It's a lot. Like what you do is a lot.
Mhm.
Like we're just here like burr, burr,
Yeah.
burr,
Yeah.
burr, here's a story, and
I
you're
think
like
this.
Yeah.
you have like 8 arms, and you're
Yeah.
like,
and then people are like, "It sounds like shit right now," and I'm like, in my head, I'm like,
Yeah.
"No!"
and
right?
then it's like your personal
I'm gonna
failure,
kill
and you're just
myself.
like, oh my, oh, kill
Yeah,
myself.
Because here's the thing: when we started doing this, and Andy can attest to it, we first started doing it. We recorded it, and then I would stay up all night, do the editing to make sure it was out the next day.
Mhm.
Because people, like, especially with certain shows, we're doing weekly topics and weekly things on like pro wrestling and stuff like that. So we wanted to stay current. So we didn't want to record, then build a huge backlog, and then release them all later. We wanted them to
Mhm.
be a current show and a
Yeah.
weekly show. And to do that, and I have no experience, and I don't know what I'm doing when it comes to this stuff. So I'm learning as I go within the 2 years we're doing it. It's tough, and I was getting no sleep on top of working a 40-hour week job. And then once COVID hit, I was like, man, I can really practice on making this a live thing.
yeah.
And then we started it, and people loved it. Like, so for a while there,
Mhm.
my computer couldn't do anything. So I was like, yo, we
We
have
had
to,
old computer.
we had to drop video, right? So
Does
then,
it say 7 people? Say something in the chat.
yeah. So when I had it, when I dropped the video aspect of it, it like all of our momentum we grew on YouTube disappeared. because everyone's like, well, I'm not going to listen to the audio only on YouTube. So then they transitioned over to the audio only on like Spotify.
Yeah, which is weird, but a lot of people do that. They listen to a whole podcast and it's just a picture the whole time.
And then we put the video back on YouTube, but then also put the video on Facebook. And then everyone's like, well, it's more convenient for me to watch on Facebook, so there's no reason for me to go to YouTube. YouTube has grown, though. We're up to like 4 something now. I think like 433 or something. But so we're slowly getting that back. And now adding the element of live on Facebook, then record it later on YouTube. So we're giving Facebook the exclusive because that's where the most generated viewership is at right now. So I mean, it is, but it's not easy. Like I'm not a streaming professional, and I'm also trying to play host as well as watch the levels, as watch the chat, and making sure it is crazy. So every podcast I do, I'm on super high anxiety. And now you put me in a situation where we're recording in a location that I'm like
unfamiliar.
And it didn't help that there may have not been some like electrical issues in the beginning that didn't make any sense.
Yeah, there was some things that like everything is plug and play. So when we literally teared all this down and then brought it with us and then set it all back up, and some of the things with the camera that normally work weren't working at the prison. My mouse wasn't working. Like there was like, and I'm not saying
weird things.
Not saying spooky. I'm just saying.
I'm saying spooky.
Yeah.
I'm saying spooky.
But so my anxiety was a lot higher. So, but as soon as we hit ready, go, I try to make that not visible and still be a good host and still do a good job hosting the shows. You know, so there is a lot. It was a lot. So a little. Probably a ghost could have shown itself, and I was like, "Not right now, dude. I have to do a show.
I'm busy.
I have to do a show in 20. I have to do a show in 20 minutes.
I can't deal with you right now.
Yeah, like, please go away." And the thing is like when we recorded it, the whole ride home, he probably got annoyed with me, but I was like, I have no idea what it's gonna sound like. I have no idea. Like, I hope it sounds good. I'm freaking the fuck out. I know the audio sounded good, but I mean, if worst comes, and I'm telling him every scenario what I'm gonna do in editing, and he's probably like, "Can you just shut the fuck up?" I mean,
like, you're gonna be fine. You're gonna be fine.
Yeah. So, and then we came home, and we got home late, and then hung out for a while, and then you guys left. And then I set up.
Right to it.
Then I set everything up, and at like 3 a.m.
As I was walking out, you were like, "It's perfect." I was like, "Sick, bye. I'm gonna pass out."
Yeah. And I'm like, not sleeping tonight. And then I think I hung out with Billy till like 4 a.m. on Facebook on Xbox. Yeah.
That's crazy. Your mom says she can't wait to watch it.
Oh, I love you, Mom.
We're really excited for you to see it. Like I said, it was stressful, but it was 100% worth it. And
it was incredible.
Maybe we won't give it anything too much away, but maybe we might be going back. Maybe. So yeah, check it out and be really excited for it. The way we're gonna sell the merchandise for this is we're gonna kind of do it like a guest spot, where it's not gonna be everything available in the merch. So it'll be like a t-shirt, a canvas print, a hoodie, and
a sticker.
A sticker. It's gonna be very, very limited merch.
That's what I say. We need onesies.
Yeah.
God damn it.
I mean, if somebody really wants a onesie, I can definitely do it. But yeah.
Could you imagine?
Oh boy.
I got a new med temporarily, and I feel a little off and close to side effect of dizziness. So if I don't hang around too long, please don't be offended.
problem.
Not at all.
Oh, Jen, you're totally
No,
fine.
Jen,
You take care of
the
you.
fact that you came in and hit share, it's amazing. And this show
you're
is
always
not,
so supportive, Jen.
Yeah, this show is not going anywhere, so you can always catch the replay.
Yeah.
Watch that whenever.
Take care of you. Take care of number one.
Cheat yourself.
All right.
Yeah.
So let's get down to it.
Yes.
Oh, yes.
All right. That was good. We killed 30 minutes there.
Yeah, 30 minutes. But there's some people that, I don't like in the beginning when you talk about stuff.
This is a podcast.
Yeah.
Sorry.
We got to give you some. We got to give you some
fast forward.
foreplay before we go into the main topic. You know.
So we're gonna be talking Polybius, the
Ooh.
fabled arcade machine. Did it exist? Did it not exist? Who knows? So that's I've heard people Polybius, Polybius. Say it however you want to say it.
Polybus.
Yeah.
Polyamorous.
Yeah, say it however
Polyamorous.
you want to say it. So I'm going to read a little paragraph, and then I got more stuff, and I watched a bunch of videos, so it's all in my head. It's all in my mind grapes, like Tracy Jordan said. So, Polybius, the fabled arcade game, which supposedly existed in Portland, Oregon in 1981, and provoked several negative symptoms on its players, such as extreme addiction, amnesia, night terrors, horrible nightmares, or even propensity to suicide, and was supposedly filled with subliminal messages. According to legend, Polybius existed for approximately 1 month in very limited qualities to only a few arcades, while men in black, suspected to be government agents, routinely altered its configuration and mined it for data. In some versions of the myth, the game is said to have been created by the U.S. government, which is why a property of the U.S. government is printed on the front of the machine in the Simpsons episode in which it appears, which is on, I believe it's season 17, and it's called Please Homer, Don't Hammer 'Em, Bart walks up and says, "Ooh, triangle attack," and Polybius is right next
Is
to
Yeah,
it.
right next to it,
it's
and
right
we will
next
put
to it.
that in the
Yes.
in the on the Instagram.
Well, we'll save a picture of it. I'll
So
save a
this
picture right now.
episode is going to be our first dive into a conspiracy theory
Mhm.
Yeah.
slash
MK
urban legend.
Ultra.
Yeah, the connections to MK
Yeah.
Ultra, the Men in Black, so it's
Mhm.
like has an alien thing kind of going on there.
Yeah. So this
The Men
is
in Black are like there's like this they're like a branch of the CIA type idea
Mhm.
type thing. So it's like there's
Like a Secret Service.
the
but
Secret
for
Service, whatever. So like there's
supernatural or
some
part-
like alien stuff, but then it's also just other like deep state whatchahoozits.
yeah.
And there was there's a podcast that does 9 episodes that actually interview people that supposedly played the game or were near it. I think it's called
Ooh.
I think I have it right here, the Polybius Conspiracy or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't, but they only did 9 episodes. And that's it. There's a bunch of videos on YouTube. Angry Video Game Nerd does one where he plays it and gets addicted and he gets trapped in the thing and he just keeps getting more and more addicted to it. But that was the thing of it. You play it, you get addicted. It was kind of like if anyone ever played Tempest, where it's like a game where you're looking straight in, the old school Atari game, and you like move to your little ship and you shoot aliens. And you do that. A lot of people said that, like that movie, The Last Starfighter. I don't know if you've ever seen that for
Yeah.
Disney.
Yeah.
Where it recruited someone to pilot. If they could play the game, that they could fight in actual space.
Yep.
So I thought maybe that
Wow.
was what Polybius was like mining data from. And then sometimes it was just mind control, and it made the kids sick. And then the kids actually did get sick, but not from this. It was Tempest, the kid that played Asteroids for 28 hours. Which I say, if you do anything for 20 hours, you'll probably get sick.
Yeah.
No matter what it is, unless it's die. And then another kid got sick playing. Was it Joust or something like that?
Yeah.
And then the one kid did kill themselves. That was from some other game. I was like, that's
Yeah.
insane.
Holy
So
moly.
the company from the
Do
accounts
you want
of
me
the
to pronounce
game-
it?
Yes.
Sholoshin.
Thank you. And the word is described as a guy came on the internet, and this is
Yeah.
kind of what
His name was Stephen Roach.
yes. Stephen Roach came on, and he pretty much said that he worked for the company that made the game and gave this whole description of what the game's intentions were and all this
Yeah.
stuff.
And that Solution kind of translates to sensory delete. But they
Yes.
said that they think
It's
that might
very
be fake
poor
because
German translation.
if a German speaking person would have made it, it would be like an English person looking at German saying, "I think these two words go together."
Yeah.
Well, sensory delete. That sounds like because what
Sounds like Matt Hardy delete.
what MK Ultra is. It's the idea of like the mind control by breaking down the structure of your brain,
yeah,
your
with
sensory,
psychoactive
and
drugs.
delete what you know, and then rebuild on it. So sensory delete. It could have been.
Yeah. And then so this guy makes a post. I think this game pops up on a arcade webpage, and people are like, well, what is that? And then this guy comes out, and then the urban legend kind of starts.
Yeah,
and then
and they
people
said
are
that
like, I
no one-
remember playing it. I remember hearing about it.
And there was a game called Polyplay. Which
Polyplay.
the logos look, it's all like blocky 80s. Looks similar, but that game actually gave kids seizures from the lights flashing and stuff. So they pulled it,
Mm.
not
it
knowing that
And it was
people
was, like,
would get it anyway.
17 games in one. It was
Yeah.
so that's why when a lot of people say, "Oh, I played this game,"
They might have
Um,
played Polyplay, or it might be the Mandela effect too.
yeah,
Which that's a
everyone-
good episode.
It is.
yeah. So people were saying that a lot of people were giving a different description of what the game was.
Yeah.
And people were like, "Oh, well, maybe they played Polyplay." So there's a lot of truth to the stories of kids getting sick, and there's truth to the government agents going into places in Oregon and mining arcade systems like
Yeah.
that. There's a lot of truth to a lot of these
Mhm.
backstories, but we'll get into in a little bit here that they're kind of explained and make sense of. They rationalize it. I believe everything here.
Stealth
coming.
Bomber was
Yeah.
explained and rationalized. They said, "Oh,
It's
we made it."
explained.
Yeah.
Don't worry. Look over here.
Yeah, but in
Um,
Portland, Oregon, they would test a lot of arcade machines, and when
Yes.
they get them, they'd be black plain machines.
Mhm.
Sometimes they'd say no new games. Sometimes they wouldn't say anything, and they just put them there and told the arcade people, see how many quarters it gets, see how what they say about it.
And
see how
what
it does.
and they would even put them in with no names on them
Yeah.
because they were just complete tests.
Yeah, it
Yeah.
was so it was like getting a demo back in the day because this is '81. Arcades are hot.
Mhm.
People love them, but a lot of like adults are like, oh, arcades are drugs and sex and the devil. So you know,
Video games.
yeah. So they were kind of seedy back in the day. But I mean, this is
Mhm.
right when the arcade explosion, the ET game didn't come out, which kind of killed everything.
So the earliest counts are from 1994 on a site called Usenet, or earlier thought online word of mouth. though no record of evidence can find out when this is actually confirmed. The earliest confirmed record of the legend of the entry was added to a arcade gaming website called coinop.org on February 6, 2000. And the entry mentions the name of the game, a copyright of 1981, although no such copyright has ever been registered. The author of the entry claims in the description that it is to be in possession of a ROM image of a game and have extracted fragments, text including a 1981, and then the name of that German company.
Solashi.
Yep. The
Solashi.
remainder of the information about the game is listed as unknown, and it is about the game section describes as bizarre rumors that make up the legend. Sometime prior to September 2003, Kurt Kohler, the owner of coinop.org, submitted a tip-off of the video game magazine Pro Op about Polybius. Polybius then appeared in the September 2000 issue of Game Pro as part of a feature story of a game called Secret and Lies, and this is the first known printed mention of the game and exposing the legend of the mass market audience. The article declared the existence of the game to be inconclusive, helping both spark curiosity and spread the story of the urban legend and the conspiracies behind it. Following the appearance of the Game Pro magazine, a number of people claimed to have had some involvement with Polybius. In 2006, a man named Stephen Roach claimed he had been one of the original programmers that had his company develop the game with a very intense and cutting-edge graphics. However, according to Roach, a boy experienced epileptic seizures while playing the game, and the cabinets were withdrawn by the company in a panic. Although Roach offered no proof of his claims, and his story added details of the game, which later inspired a rogue synopsis game based on the legend. So this guy came out, and then somebody did do a research on this Roach and found out there is a guy named that, but they don't know if it's the same guy.
Yeah.
And he has weird ties of like doing terrible things to children. So take that as what you may. The original game's existence has never been actually proven. Snopes.com claimed to have debunked the existence of the game as a modern-day version of
Snopes is bullshit.
of a 1980s rumor of Men in Black visiting arcades, taking down the names of high scores of the arcade. This led to a theory that the government was hosting some sort of experiment and sending subliminal messages to the players. The magazine time period also says that the electronic gaming made no mention of this game at all, and the mainstream news also fails to note such game. So there was, at the time, a magazine
for arcade machines.
For arcade machines that literally mentioned every single arcade machine in the world. Like, that was like their thing, and it's never, ever,
But
ever,
here's
ever
the
been
thing.
mentioned.
If the government was to make a game,
they're not going to
they're
put it
not
out there.
going to put it in the thing.
That's
they're not going
exactly.
to copyright it.
Yep.
They didn't copyright the stealth bomber and put that out there and said, it's something we're working on.
Yeah,
You know?
but
Yeah.
there is evidence of the government making a video game.
Yeah, they did say they were trying that. And then MK Ultra, they actually admitted that they were doing that and trying to
Yeah, that's
Yes.
disclosed on the
pump
CIA.
people with psychoactive drugs
Mhm.
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
very been proven. I mean,
to find super soldiers.
I mean, they say they don't do it now, but
Yeah.
come on.
Yeah. So there is
There's a
like-
lot of it could be true.
there's a lot of parallels.
It's almost like if a writer sat down and like, hey, make this character exist in this world, and he's like, well, he can be his brother, and he can work with her, and they kind of put it together.
Absolutely. So for me, I'm tough on it, but I can see where a story can get spun. So we live in a time right now where someone can literally watch an interview of a president speaking,
Mhm.
right? So which is probably one of the most watched videos in the world right now. Take a clip of the president speaking, then take that clip and put it on a news source, and then put a headline above it that says Trump or this person says negative thing, and then they take that little snippet of him going, I hate this, and then they're like, see, Trump hates, and then if you listen to the whole speech, it's like, well, it doesn't actually reflect on that little clip. So we live in a time now where information can be skewed.
Yep.
So I can, like, were me as my open-minded skeptic here, I can, and people doing the research saying, yes, people have gotten sick playing video games. Yes, there has been suicide. Yes, there has been death. Yes, there has been illness.
Somebody killed himself playing WoW one time because their character or something
Was deleted.
Yeah,
Absolutely. But you have to realize too, a lot of the video game marketing, especially with mainstream media, was they were trying to find things bad with video
Yeah,
games
because it was thought like metal. Like, we don't like that. We got to get rid of that.
absolutely,
It's
yeah.
poisoning
It's
the
okay to
minds.
beat your wife, but don't play
Yeah,
video
it's
games.
poisoning the minds of our children.
Yeah, so
Yes.
That podcast was called the Polybius Conspiracy. If you look it up, there's 9 episodes of it.
Mhm.
So if you want to check them out more, and they go in depth, they actually interview some people. We're not going to do all that,
No.
Mhm.
but we're still going to cover it. And then it's like, here's a description. It said the game, a black box with no name that involved geometric patterns and colorful shapes, was instantly addictive, hypnotic, and in some cases, dangerous.
Dangerous.
Dangerous is my middle name.
Well, I was watching some of the videos and some of the clips and of the actual
What they thought of what Polybius looked like.
yeah, what they so they explained Polybius looked like, and I do find it interesting that some of the imagery used was sacred geometry, which is like, and you would probably know it if you looked it up and saw it, but it's like sacred geometry is something in like the spiritual community where it has to do with like mathematics and like all sorts of stuff. But it like one of the things. It's my hands. I had to push it away from my hands. We're talking about my things now. So, but I'm a firm believer that conspiracy, well, let's just take it back to the term conspiracy theorist,
Yes.
how it was made up by the CIA
Yeah.
to kind of discredit free thinkers. But I'm also like a firm believer with your smiles already coming out. With the idea of just like deep government type stuff and like the CIA also being connected to spiritualism and the occult. So it's
they
like
said Hitler researched all that stuff.
He
that-
did.
Watch Hellboy.
Indiana Jones.
He
Yeah.
did. They were trying
Why
to
wouldn't you? If you're-
Captain America.
Yeah. I'm sure they tried, hey, if we can make this guy super strong, that makes sense.
I get so worked up over
We're
this.
reaching here. Yeah.
But it
so-
does make
No,
sense.
but like
It does. It does.
no, but like in World War II, like they were trying to find like super soldiers. Like they were like
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah. They made a guy a Red Skull.
Fuck
you,
off,
you
dude.
never know. You never
Um,
know.
So the
I feel like the Alex Jones of the podcast.
Infowars.com.
they're making gay frogs.
They're making the frogs gay.
Yeah. So the urban
I
legend
found
grew
some
out of
good
a
stuff, too.
mixture. Yeah, it grew out of a mixture of influences in the 1980s. He notes that 2 players fell ill in Portland, Oregon, on the same day in the same arcade in
Mhm.
1981. One collapsing with a migraine headache after playing Tempest, which they also said the game was very similar
Yeah,
to.
and
So
Tempest is that one where you're flying straight and you're like moving it in geometric patterns, shooting aliens into
Yes.
the whole ship. A lot of Atari games look similar.
also another one suffering stomach pain after playing Asteroids
This
for
is the guy.
28
But
hours
28 hours of any game.
in a
I don't care
filmed
what game
attempt
it
to
is.
break a
Mhm.
world record at the same arcade.
What I want to know is how did he go to the bathroom? Did they come up and be like, okay, here's a
Bottle.
bucket, Bobby. You know, just go. I'm not gonna look. Keep blasting those asteroids.
All right,
what-
Here's
all
a
right.
Here you
bucket,
go. Here comes
Bobby.
some food.
All right, 13-year-old Jimmy. We're gonna do some weird things here and
Yeah.
make sure you pee into this bucket.
Like-
Don't you don't have to even take your hands off the
Yeah,
controller.
like it wasn't back then. There was no pause.
No.
So
No.
like, what did he do?
Remember when that was a great excuse to tell your parents like I can't pause the
I
game.
can't pause. I
And they're
can't.
like-
It's not live on the
And
internet.
parents believed it till they start playing video games. Like no, they has a fucking pause button. Yeah. So and also said that the kid that was playing the game was drinking a lot of Coca-Cola to stay awake for the 28-hour filming.
Because this was before energy drinks.
Mhm.
During records that the Federal Bureau investigation raided several video arcades in that area just 10 days later, where the owners were suspected of using machines for gambling, and led to the raid involved FBI agents monitoring arcade cabinets for signs of tampering and recording, and also recording high scores. During these suggestions that 2 of these events were combined, and an urban legend about a government-monitored arcade game making players ill is where this all sparked. He
What-
believed that such myth had been established by 1884, and that influenced the plot of film The Last Starfighter,
Yeah.
which a player is recruited by aliens who monitor him playing a developed video game, and considers this German
Training.
the German
Solo
name
Sausage.
to be a kind of name that non-German speaker would generate if they tried to compound a word using an English to German dictionary.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I have a little more than, but you go ahead.
Okay, so this
tag
is
you
some
in.
people that say they played the game. So this guy, his name was Bobby Feldstein.
I don't
who-
believe him.
Who claimed he was abducted
Can't
one
believe shit.
afternoon when he was 14
Oh,
after
yes.
playing the game at Coin Kingdom. This is good.
Here
and
we go.
experiencing mind-altering side effects. Felden tells producers he was led through a series of underground tunnels akin to a tunnel of Portland's Shangri-High Lore, and was found the next day more than 60 miles from his house in the middle of the Tillamook State Forest. Felden claims that there was a nerd boy with him who rescued him. Okay, Felden gives He gives. This is weird. Filton gives for-profit Polybius. Oh, wow! Filton gives for-profit Polybius walking tours around Portland that attempt to authenticate
okay.
his experience by returning to the former
so
basement of
he's
the Coin
making money.
Kingdom. He
Okay,
claims
how
the
about it?
ordeal and of the abduction ruined his life. Telling the podcast here, doing the tour is a way to exercise my demons on a daily basis. Phelan's account isn't the only example of Polybius's lifelong effect. Ernest Klein recalls hearing of Polybius as a whisper across the arcade game floor as a teenage gamer in Central Ohio. Today, Klein is the author and screenwriter of video game dystopian bestsellers Ready Player One, which is that movie,
Yep.
and Armada. Both works have been opted for big time Hollywood. This is a little bit old, so one actually became something. With the former an interview in episode with Fleshit and Ludo, whoever they are, Klein cites Polybius as an influence on his work. But as Joe hearing Polybius for the first time, that reflects the experience of many who will keep the legend alive. Well, okay, just said. In the early 2000s, I just sort of became aware of it. A lot like a lot of people who were dwelling on the internet that there was a killer video game from Portland who gives, and then this guy who gives lectures in Portland about video game culture and history tells listeners. Let's see. The conspiracy stems from a single post online. Exposure from the mecca of video game chat rooms, coinup.org, in the early 2000s cemented its place in pop culture. As the producers continued their research and interviews, they found a theme. There was as many different versions of the legend as they were telling people, or people were telling it. So that's when it first popped up, that coinup.org
Yep.
in early 2000s. But people remember it. Were they remembering Polyplay? Who knows?
Yeah. Because a lot of people who were describing the game they played as being the game, also they when they read back and researched this Polyplay, they're like, oh, you're describing one of the games that was in Polyplay. And then someone else like, I played
A
this
lot.
game.
It's Tempest.
Yeah. And then a lot of people are like, oh, and they're like, oh, yeah, Tempest. You know what I mean? So it was.
So it's like a network of different games.
Yeah. Well, that's what Polyplay was. It was
Mhm.
like you pay your quarter, but you could pick from 16 different games
Yeah.
in one cart.
Which is very advanced for 1981.
Absolutely.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Very advanced.
So
and then it does exist now. It's on PS4.
Yep.
It may not be the same.
and there is a company
It's
who is
downloadable.
making
Playing it?
arcade cabinets.
Yes, I see that Kickstarter. If you want a Polybius machine, which like Jason has that machine that has all the different games
Yep.
in it. I would love to get one with that, but it say Polybius up top.
That's dope.
Yeah,
And then what people do is they just put another version of Tempest.
yeah, and just different colors or something.
Yeah, they change the color schemes a little bit, and it's Tempest, but it's Polybius because that's the
Yeah.
most recorded version of the game people are always talking about they played.
Interesting.
So people have made versions of the game. There is a version on the PS4, and then I have some other references where it showed up as well. So it was in a Polybius, the video game that doesn't exist, is a YouTube video. Video game myth, facts or fiction covered it. Polybius entry at coinup.org is where people, like you said, it was on The Simpsons. The Game Pro magazine, Secrets and Lies. The search for Polybius through a U.S. copyright office was documented. There's tons of documentaries on this. Good Owen S. from June 17, 2017 was Polybius real? Another article through Polygon.com. Like I said, there's Angry Video Game Nerd made a video, like a parody video of it.
That's very good. It's very
So
funny.
it's been covered.
And they
everywhere.
never actually showed the game. They show him. It's like the video is him like this looking at the game. It's like this game. It's not that good. I don't really like it. And he slowly is like,
It's
well,
like day
maybe
7.
I'll
It
just,
goes,
maybe let's try it again.
yeah.
And he's like, he got bags under his eyes. Like, I can't stop playing. the game."
Well, and my thing is, so it's almost known, and it's almost like an inside joke for our generation, where it's like the
Video
idea,
games will warp your mind.
the idea of subliminal messaging
Mhm.
is very real with our music, with the TVs, with the TVs,
Yeah,
with
Dungeons
the TV
and Dragons. They always said that was the devil.
with TV programming, with movies. Like subliminal messaging is always a thing. So my whole thing is the idea of once this new screen technology that the kids are gonna love, is it the weirdest idea that the government is going to come in and see and make tests and see if they can implant certain subliminal messaging into the younger generations, knowing that LSD and MK Ultra was a thing.
Sure, absolutely.
Exactly.
Plus arcades are popular. The kids are in there, and if the kids can do this certain
Mhm.
thing that maybe they deem will make them a better soldier,
Mhm.
then they're gonna want.
I mean,
Especially if they already
recruit
know
them.
that there are kids in there for like 12 hours a day. They're just
Yeah.
like, easy, done. Do this. All we got to do is come in and like record that information and done, easy.
So
And then we can frame them for gambling, and
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
what the FBI will come in for.
And
So-
that's so weird too, gambling. Like, okay, it's okay to play a slot machine. You can't play a video game where you might win $1. Like,
yeah, video games right now.
Like, how dumb.
There's so much
Yeah.
gambling going on in video games, like microtransactions that they're trying
Yeah.
to now get out of video games. So I mean, it's crazy how not only does history repeat itself with history, but like in video games world too. So one of the cool things that they've done with video games and research is, and we kind of talked about this on Not Cone High School. We talked about, are kids really that bad, or are we just is the media kind of blowing out of proportion? But video games also gets that bad rap, but there also is some positive to video games. So they took people who are doctors and scientists and said like, hey, we developed this video game. Now the entire premise of this video game is you have to find the cure for this disease. This was an actual, and they used the same steps that actual scientists would use to find a cure to a disease. And it's like mix A with B, then C with it, and then it's pretty much problem solving until you find it. They gave the game to legit scientists and gave the game to like ages between 9 to 18-year-old kids who've never taken a chemistry class, but the video game pretty much told them what they needed to do. The kids who never went to college and never studied chemistry and never did this their entire lives, or do it as an occupation,
Mhm.
figured out the cure to the disease almost 3 hours before the scientists did.
how about
Wow.
Because and then like there's things now where you can buy for kids where they can literally build their own PC, and they're
Yeah.
learning how to code. Like this game's teaching kids how to code.
There's groups at high school, like there's extracurricular groups for coding.
Yeah.
Like it's become like that kind of thing, which I think is awesome.
And that's the thing that we kind of talked about on Not Cool in High School, where I feel like I know it's probably important to learn literature and it's important to learn science, but at some point, like when I went to school, they put us in the same 6 style classes, you know, for the 4 years straight of school. Like there wasn't really anything that taught us actual life skills, and that was one of my big
Yeah.
complaints with school. Is like,
yeah.
obviously you should teach them how to speak properly and write their name and that important stuff, but like I know unless you signed up for business class, they didn't teach you how to balance a checkbook. They didn't teach you how to pay your bills. They didn't teach you how to do that.
Yeah, which
in
is
Blue
ridiculous.
Mountain, when I was a freshman, we had half a marking period where we had accounting.
Yeah.
Half a marking period, and I couldn't tell you a goddamn
But they're
thing.
not teaching kids the accounting and the things that make it practical. Like you're going to like, it's just kind of like
They're teaching us how to take a test for the class.
exactly, and they need to, like, the way that we educate children needs to change.
Oh,
like
God, yeah.
obviously people are trying to get away from technology, but that's the future.
Mhm.
You can't get away from it. You know what I mean?
You
like,
just need to have a healthy balance, and parents need to watch what their kids are fucking doing.
yeah,
Mhm.
but the parents also need to educate themselves on the technology as
Oh,
well.
God, yeah.
Because if you're going to hand a kid a tablet, that kid can find anything on the internet.
Mhm.
You know, but you need to find out as well how to go about learning the devices and how to set up those boundaries so they can't find certain things.
Yeah.
But on the same token, I think when kids go to school, they should be learning coding. They should be learning this. They should be learning
Especially
that
nowadays.
because that
absolutely.
stuff can like literally
Save lives.
not save lives and also sway, like put a kid in a career path that can be actual practical for them.
Yeah.
Now, if you're a kid who's not into coding and wants to learn how to fix cars, that should probably be something you steer a kid into as well. Like you should find
Yeah.
the kid's strength instead of trying to like the greatest.
Don't put a round peg in a square hole.
Yeah, you're trying to teach a kid how to. You're trying to teach a fish how to climb a tree.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
It's like, didn't Albert Einstein say that if you like, mom, you know the quote saying that, but if you test a fish on its ability to climb a tree, it'll go its whole life thinking it's stupid.
yeah.
You don't
Mhm.
call a plumber and ask him to fix your wires in your house.
Yeah.
your electric
Yeah.
It's just a different way to look at education, and I.
Well,
I'm-
you know, like they always say, what are you ever going to use trigonometry and algebra for?
Mhm.
Nothing.
I was
Nothing.
told-
What would you use for writing checks and balances of a checkbook every day?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, like,
I was told by a teacher.
Or how
learn,
to be
learn
how to
do
be
it.
safe online.
Yeah.
Yeah, how to
Yeah.
be safe online.
That's
is-
something
should
we
be a great
definitely
class.
taught
learn
Yeah.
how what's not a fake store website, what's a good one, so you're not wasting your money or getting ripped off. Or,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, that's a big one too. A lot of elderly people are like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
want to go buy my grandson a Christmas
This
gift,"
just
and
looks
then
like a real site.
and then I bought a fake site, and now I have this
Yeah.
guy calling me
That's
every
so
day,
sad.
Or they get your
framing me.
bank
Thank you,
account.
Mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, but so I wanted to do. I definitely wanted to bring that up because I definitely didn't want to put the impression out there that the video games are the devil and stuff,
No.
and they can be used in proper ways as well as they can be possibly used in negative. I mean,
Mhm.
obviously, I mean, if that thing is real, then I mean, now more than ever, they can probably go in there and teach kids. Like, their technology now, people are flying drones and dropping
Yeah.
bombs on foreign
And
countries,
Look what your phone can do.
and they're
I mean,
doing
come
it.
on.
They're doing it through a screen and a video game
Yeah. Yep.
controller.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like they're using an Xbox controller to fly a missile into
Yeah.
a building.
Yeah, it's just like a video game. They use video games to train soldiers now.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not
Yeah.
the same. Not playing Call of Duty, but
Yeah.
you know.
But and that's the thing where it's like, and a lot of the times I think the scariest part about this is the idea and the theory that they're being mind controlled and they don't even know that they're being mind controlled,
Mhm.
which goes back into like the MK Ultra idea where the majority of the people that were like put into MK Ultra testing or LSD testing didn't sign up for it.
Yeah.
A lot of people were in psychiatric hospitals for depression
Mm.
or other places, and a lot of them. One of them was Whitey. one of them was your boy Whitey that went in there when he was in. Yeah, when he was in.
Whitey?
Yeah,
You mean
Yeah.
Hunter S. Thompson?
I guess.
Who are you pointing at?
I
The
don't
guy with
know.
the cigarette in his mouth?
Yeah,
That's Hunter S. Thompson.
I don't know. Do you have a Whitey sticker around here?
Yeah.
The only Whitey I know is Whitey Bulger. He was a gangster in
The
Boston.
Yeah.
only Whitey I know
yeah.
is all the people who live around here.
A lot of Whiteys in this
Yeah,
area.
well, honkies.
But they would test on a lot of people with psychiatric issues or prisoners or whatnot. And very few of the people actually like went in there on their own accord to do it.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it is a. Well, I mean, we will definitely dive into MK Ultra on a further
Yeah,
episode.
because
Oh,
this is very connected
please.
to Polybius.
Yeah, well, this is kind of where the conspiracy theory ties into that, where the MK Ultra and the mind control, and there is a
And the
so,
black hats.
so if you want to look into mind control and MK Ultra, you can actually watch a movie called The Men Who Stare at Goats.
Yeah, or you could watch Stranger Things.
Yeah, Stranger Things talks about it as well.
El's probably
Elle's
some-
mom was an LSD testy for testy
Yeah.
for
Testy.
the government and MK Ultra, and then like all like the symptoms that she kind of like shut down, and then her child was taken, and she had experiments done onto her, and she
Yeah.
became 11.
I have some of that here.
Super
It's like
soldier.
the unethical government-led experimental program of the 1950s involving LSD. Now, if you're on LSD, you're going to say and do some crazy things.
Mhm.
So then it was uncovered in 1975. So imagine that. It went for like almost 25 years.
Yeah.
So imagine this could be real if they say, well, we found it. We
Mhm.
found the game file.
Yeah.
It does make people.
It isn't out of the question.
It's
that
not it's not
someone-
like Godzilla, but
where-
they
where
killed him.
someone
you didn't see it.
disappears and they're like, oh, they probably just ran away, and they're just like
Yeah.
living in a factory, like, I hope people are looking for
Yeah,
me.
you never know.
Yeah.
And they're like, no, we found a body in a car. It's clearly him.
Mhm.
See you later, family. And
Yeah.
then
But
poor
it's like
John's
the
in
thing.
the factory getting pumped with LSD.
Yeah, exactly. And the thing is, like, when people like talk about like the MK Ultra and stuff like that, they're like they always end up saying just like, oh, but like it came conclude now they've done this. How long did we say? For 25 years that it's documented that they did this.
And then they just release it to the
Yeah.
public.
No, and the thing is, only released it once they were just like nothing ever came of it.
Yeah.
It was people got sick and
And
like
we
yeah,
stopped.
sorry,
We
some people died.
Yeah.
But it's like we know nothing really came of it. Bullshit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolute
Isn't
garbage.
that the kind of how they tested marijuana and then made it like that was one of
Yeah.
the things with making it illegal because they were like they did tests on people and they're like, well,
Let's
we
see
feel
what-
it's not good. Like, you're pushing substance abuse on the guy first
Yeah.
and not teaching him how
But
to
you can go drink a whole bottle of whiskey, and it's like, I don't
Yeah.
get it. I don't get it.
prohibition, baby. Ended on
What?
December 5th, my birthday. Well,
No,
not the
really?
actual
Wow.
year, but
That's so
the
funny.
day, December 5th.
Prohibition,
So
so-
I was born to drink.
No more moonshiners. That's crazy.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's something like that's like the episode that we do MK Ultra and we go really
Yeah,
on.
that-
That's when I
maybe
bring
we'll
out
get
that's
to-
when I bring out all my notebooks.
Ooh, we'll get some
Uh,
Polybius action here.
Ben said that there's a Super Nintendo game called Mags, M.A.M.A.G.S, that had a assault rifle, light gun, and was trained that was used to train armed forces with shooting.
Wow. How
Yeah.
about that? I know there's Polybius stuff in video games, like in Borderlands 2. There's like a Polybius rifle or something like that.
Yeah.
So there's some cool stuff like
Yeah,
that. I
there's a
like that.
lot of-
It's become game lore,
hmm
which is pretty cool.
It's one of the biggest video game conspiracies
Yeah,
of all
what if?
time. Yeah.
It's a shame someone didn't make it. Like the one for PlayStation is some stupid VR game. Like 'cause they actually
Yeah.
made it, and it was like a new Halo, and it just becomes this like famous thing.
Yeah.
And
It's-
then the government's like, we did do it.
Well, there was a video game as well.
Watch it actually reboot
I think-
now and the
Yeah.
government's just like
I think they made this video game, and I don't exactly remember. I think it was like a Soulcom or something like that,
Mhm.
or it was
One of them sniper games, right?
No, it was actually no. It was a Medal of Honor game. It was Medal of Honor's last game they ever made, and it got pulled from the shelves because they hired actual SEAL Team 6 members who were part of like the Bin Laden thing and
Mhm.
that were involved in major covert operations, and brought them in to help them like be the consultants of how this video game should be made to make it like an actual like what would it be like if you're part of an actual military
As
task
like
force
as
team.
possible.
And they actually used, without knowing they weren't supposed to, actual calls that they use in military, like
Mhm.
So they're giving away actual
like actual intel.
Yeah.
Like so like obviously we think like Echo, Charlie, Bravo, like you have to go around Delta, and like they
it's
were
like games or players giving their gameplays away.
yeah. So they were actually giving away military secrets.
Secrets.
And it was in the video game, and they actually had to go back and actually pull the game or make patches to delete stuff. And the people who were
Wow.
the soldiers, I mean, this is just what I read. I don't know how true this is, so don't take me as gospel. But the video game was actually pulled because they were like, "Yo, you put stuff in this game that like if our enemy played it, they would now know what we're doing," type deals.
That's kind of crazy.
That's fucking crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember it was like because I was a big fan of the Medal of Honor series, and then the game came out, and I was like, where the fuck did it go?
Yeah.
Okay, but here's my question for you.
Mhm.
Living your entire life, or like the majority of your life and career in the military, knowing all of the stuff that you can and can't say, especially working as like a sniper or whatever for like covert ops, knowing what you can and can't say. Whoopsie! Like, come on.
Wouldn't you
come
know?
on.
Hey, maybe we shouldn't be giving them passwords. Then.
So
Yeah.
then that's my conspiracy brain where it's just like, was it meant to come out? And then they're like, oh no. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, like maybe we got new set of codes, so we gotta. tell them,
let's
oh,
do
let-
that. Let's
so that way they think
let's
those
throw
are the
them
real
off.
ones.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like
Maybe.
let's release it, throw them off, and then be like, oh no, all of our secrets, and,
Yeah.
and then they take
They're
it
like,
back.
Dear Taliban,
Yeah.
Echo Charlie Bravo. They're like, they're coming in from the left, and they come in. We're the right.
Yeah,
No, we
played
got
the-
him. We got him.
You played the stupid video game. Now
Yeah.
you're dead.
Play
got
Polybius.
bitch.
Got you, Bin Laden.
got you,
Yeah.
got you, Bin Laden.
Fuck. Stupid idiot played the
Bin
new
Laden's
video
playing
game.
with them.
Stupid idiot.
Oh man.
What an idiot.
Like a week before it got pulled, there was
Yeah.
just like a big surge of like purchases in the Middle East, like of
Yeah,
everybody.
yeah.
You're like,
They're like,
ah,
we don't
yes.
know what
Video
we
game,
the game.
consoles, video games, and TVs are dropping by balloons into
Yeah.
like Middle Eastern countries, and
With
they're
just
like,
like hearts
They're
on
whipping
it.
whipping kids to play it. We must
and they're
learn.
like, oh my god, I don't know where the gods have given us Xbox 360s.
You play game.
And
Play
they're-
game.
They're playing it, and then they're like, we learned all their secrets, and they're like, oh, we taught you the fake
Like,
ones.
oh no! And then they're just like, "Go in, boys."
Yeah, the color's actually blue.
Yeah, we taught them all the wrong things.
But like that, like it's a joke. But like, and then is that the weirdest thing?
No.
No, I don't think they drop parachutes full of.
Well,
baseball.
yeah, that-
No,
that's a
that's
little-
that's a little that's a
That's a
little,
little bit
weird.
much.
But that idea.
I don't think
it's
the
like-
Mothman has social media.
I don't know.
That's so
I don't
funny.
know.
But
Call
see,
back.
I'm a firm believer that there's no limits to what I think the government
Well, the
will
truth
do.
behind illusion. We're hiding things in plain sight.
That's
in
true.
plain sight.
Yeah.
That's my favorite thing to say. And
Yeah.
then
Mhm.
everybody always gets there like, we get it. Everything's in plain sight. I'm just like, your favorite show is Stranger Things. You don't believe in this shit?
Yeah.
Like
Well, I like Walking Dead.
the Umbrella Academy. Like they're like with the Umbrella Academy.
God, I want to be a superhero so bad.
I
I
love
just
the
want that
Umbrella
one to be
Academy.
true, and be a superhero.
Mhm. Well, I mean, there's like the ideal with the umbrella and everything. That's how MK Ultra started, was because there were talks that Russia got a hold of nuclear weapons, and so then like in the beginning of the Cold War started, and there was just a lot of animosity and paranoia from Americans and Russians. So Americans were so super paranoid about like Russians and whatnot, and then there was just like this story that I don't really know if it's a story or not, but there was a guy who was a Scotch American person or whatnot. I don't remember the full story, but things started really happening with MK Ultra because there was a Russian spy that like tapped this Scotch American scientist and like actually injected him with ricin and killed him.
Mhm.
So then there was that idea that, all right, shit, they have super soldiers, they have spies. We got to go in and we got to like
Learn their
we
secrets.
have to find our own. We have to find their secrets by making our own super soldiers and use the
Yeah.
occult and kind of brainwash people into doing
Yeah,
this
well,
stuff.
I was sort of set down. What can we use?
I
get
can
better.
100% get behind the fact that there is a mind control device, and it's being used on people to this day.
Oh
And
God,
I
yeah.
think it's heavily used in the media.
Oh
Because
God,
if you
yeah.
look at people now, like people you thought you knew your whole life, and they watch a couple hours of their whatever political side or spectrum
Yeah, and
they're
they
on,
just believe it 100%.
and they literally like they can sit there in the same breath tell you, I know I'm being played by the media, but then listen to the media and say,
And be like,
I'm going to
"Mm."
hate my next door neighbor now because he has a different political view than me.
It's
Because
so
because of
frustrating.
what I heard on the media, I want now deem him as the enemy, and then his neighbor is like, oh, they fly that flag. They are now like,
It's like the goddamn Democrats, the goddamn Republicans.
Yeah.
And it's just like, but they'll turn around
and then I'm looking at them both like, you realize you're both kind of nuts,
Yeah.
right? Like,
Well,
you know they're winning.
and
You
they're-
know the real people
and then
are
they're
winning.
like, you're part of the problem because you
Yeah.
don't vote. I'm like,
yeah, it's
enjoy your Kool-Aid, guys.
It's a game. Keep sipping.
As
like,
long as
I don't care.
the people they like say it, then it's real.
Yeah, exactly. And
know?
then like it's just
No.
And I like look at like decades ago where like even like up until like maybe like 10 years ago where like there are like jokes where it's just kind of like, oh, I like you, Tim, even though you're a Republican. So it's like
And-
people were it wasn't that big of a fucking deal back
Yeah,
then.
and now
And
it's
now
like-
it's like now like there's literal advertisements
It's like
on
they
the
s-
air that are
it's like
like
they
vote
s-
for your life.
Yeah, oh, well,
and they slowly turn the dial up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
boycott them because they're the political party I'm not. Like that don't make
yeah,
any
and
sense
it's like
at all.
because they put
People
their
will
life
stop-
against it.
People will stop supporting a brand
Yeah,
or a
that,
company.
like right here, this Bang. People said, well, they support Trump, so I'm not going to drink anymore.
You-
Well,
you
probably
only-
something you eat. Someone there supports Trump.
Or
yeah,
some-
it's
Probably
not like-
every food you like. Someone likes one, someone likes the other,
people
or
stop-
someone likes
And
nobody.
CEOs of big companies
Yeah.
don't care about politics anyway because they know
Yeah.
it's a game and they're just
Yeah.
cashing in
Some
anyway. So who the
people-
fuck
yeah.
cares?
And for full disclosure, I don't like either side of the political. But
Me either.
so-
they all suck.
But it's like people will stop watching movies with their favorite actors because then they find
Yeah.
out their actor supported the opposite side of the
But
spectrum.
here's the
It's
thing:
like,
they
wow.
probably support one or the other. So they 50% chance they might not support who you like.
Yeah. It's-
Especially
It's not a reason to stop.
yeah, especially if you like anything entertainment wise, because the majority of like Hollywood and stuff like that are usually in favor of Democrats. So then are you really just gonna just like boycott all of your favorite things because of like a skewed political view? Back up and realize that it doesn't fucking matter.
We're
Yeah.
all sheep. Who's your
Who's your
her-
bishop?
Yeah, who's
or
your
whatever?
your
Shepherd.
herdman, your
Shepherd. I
Yeah.
said bishop.
We're all yeah.
Who's your bishop? He
You
comes
said
from the
herder,
future to
bishop.
talk about how apocalypse is taking over.
Yeah.
If Chris Bishop was my shepherd, I'd follow him. I'm a
No,
Crowbot
I'm
fan.
talking about X-Men bishop.
Yeah, are they on that one too? Yeah, but like
I'm talking about the ones from the Bible because I
Oh.
love Jesus and fuck you guys.
I think you
I'm
need a little
working
more
on-
Jesus in your
I'm
life.
working on my Jesus. I'm
You
working
are.
on it.
You're growing it out.
The hair's coming back strong. But yeah, that'll.
So you say Polybius did not exist.
I
What,
mean,
let's get a final
I
word here.
can,
That's what we
uh,
got to start doing, the final word on a topic.
I believe
you
that's
go.
cool.
Do we
I like-
believe in it or do
I
we
like
not
that.
believe in
I
it?
like that.
So I can get behind the fact that maybe it was something that was tested, right?
Mhm.
Do I think?
Give a percent chance. Or like, so let's say the topic is Bigfoot. This is what I'm pitching our idea.
Yeah,
Well, how much percentage do we believe that was real?
I'll
From 0 to 100.
I'll give it 40%.
Okay.
I think a lot of it is drawing lines from other stories
Mhm.
and building correlations and then using them like and using media and stuff and all
Yeah.
that.
It's a great idea. I want to read a comic book about it. What is it
Yeah.
called? Like,
So
I'll
I,
write one.
yeah, there we go.
I think
There's a conspiracy one come out. I read the first issue. I didn't read it yet. I'm gonna tell you guys about it. So it's called Department of Truth. Not the sidebar here, but it's a thing like the Men in Black, a government agency that goes out to find the truth. Because if people in this world, if they start too many people believe, then it becomes real. So they got to keep the people from believing, so that things do not become
kind
real.
of like how people said Slender
My
Man.
life.
Yeah.
Like there's a whole theory that Slender Man became real because enough
Yeah.
people bought into the urban legend or the fakes or the
like
creepypasta.
the intention of it, like
Yeah.
manifested
Because
it.
there's an urban legend and then there's creepypastas where they're
Mhm.
completely made up stories.
Yeah.
But then they feel like they get enough energy to manifest
the
into
Russian
a
sleep
real
And like a lot,
experiment.
so it's maybe like some entity did grab onto that, and then it formed itself, like some demon or whatever.
Well,
Yeah.
that's like the
Because
whole
of the
idea of
belief.
like poltergeist. Poltergeist activity is said to manifest by like
Negative. and-
negative emotions,
anger.
usually coming from like preteens
See you,
that
Jen.
are going in. Bye,
See
Jen.
you, Jen.
Good
Thank you for
night."
hanging out. We're almost wrapping up, so you made it almost the whole way. So
Yay!
you're the best. We love you.
Yeah, we love you. Poltergeist activity is said to be like negative energy, usually from like children going through puberty and like just having like that crazy energy and having nowhere to go. So then it just manifests. So like
Yes.
that's not the weirdest thing to me.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna go with my percentage. I'm gonna say 50% chance it exists.
50?
Yes.
Okay.
What do you say?
I said
40?
He said 40.
100%.
100% real?
Yeah.
You think the actual video game was a real video game that people legit played and
And that the Black Hats came in and like did that? Oh hell yeah! Especially because the fact that everyone's just like, oh, it didn't exist, like conspiracy
Yeah.
theorists, blah blah blah. Just like the more you say that, the more I'm gonna fucking
100%.
believe
Yeah,
it.
but here's the th- if they
100%.
wanted it
Not
to
a- not a
disappear,
shred.
No, no,
I love
103%.
Tori.
if they wanted to disappear, they could. Because Chris Rock threw out a pitch that was worse than Baba Booey's, right? I think it was Chris Rock.
Yeah.
And he paid people to delete from the internet. You can't find the video of it
Yeah,
because it was so bad.
it's not that, and especially in like
and that's true.
especially in like the early '80s when like.
Page is probably like,
Yeah, there was
making-
no internet.
Especially
well,
like
for us.
you can't be like you can't even if there was like that weird like the weird conspiracy theory guy like he can't just have like you just have to get like a
There's-
giant camcorder and try to
yeah,
record
and
somebody.
the kids didn't even have a regular camera.
So
and
you
if they
can't be
did,
like,
they were
he's
like, let's
getting
take a
rid of
picture
it."
of Polybius.
No,
Like that wasn't culture back then.
anything could have been vanished back then.
Yeah.
110%.
I mean, things vanish today.
So there we go. That's
Exactly.
gonna be our new thing at the end. The percent
I like it.
I like that a lot.
I like that a lot.
from
too.
0 to 100. Is it bullshit or is it real?
Yeah.
Oh, Polybius. I wish it was
little
real.
little bit of spoiler. I'm probably gonna say
Is it
100%
real?
the majority of the time.
I'm gonna find the one that's that fucking crazy. You're like, get the hell out
Get
of
the
here.
hell out of
And
here.
you know what I'm gonna do? You're gonna start reading it to me, and I'll see the twinkle in your eye, like he's fucking with me. 300%.
I'm gonna will it
just
into
out of
existence.
spite.
All in.
You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna download Polybius for PlayStation and play it to see how it goes.
Let's do it.
Andy comes back.
Yeah.
I have to kill you guys.
Yeah, he comes back.
What
He's
if
like,
my my mental powers unlock?
love
And
that.
then, and then I can telekinesis and telepathy. I'm like Jean
Love
Grey.
that. He just floats in.
Yeah.
Hey guys.
Man, gotta play this game.
We'll pitch it to you guys one more time here. In the comments below, if there's a topic that you want us to cover,
Mhm.
say it. We honestly have no idea what we're doing.
Yeah, I
next
was gonna
week.
say, do you have
No.
any? Do you have any ideas? If not, I got some.
Yeah, we literally in our group chat wing it like in a day or two and figure
we
out
do.
what we're gonna
We just
do.
kind of figure it out.
So if you have a topic that you want us to do, let us know. We'll start doing the research. If you want to join us for an episode, let us know. You can come hang out for an episode.
especially if you're
this
knowledgeable
one was
about it.
super fun. Like
Yeah.
the conspiracy ones,
Mhm.
like I'm all about it.
Yeah, well, that's what we're trying to do. We're gonna try to dive
Yeah.
into conspiracies, try to
Change
dive
it
into
up,
urban
yeah.
legends.
Mhm.
We may
Ghosts,
cover. We may
aliens.
watch a movie and say like.
I would love
You know
that.
what I mean? Like we could dive into serial killers. Even though I know like serial killer and murderers, like the murder my dude thing.
Mhm.
We're not gonna do it all the time. But if there's a case that we're all passionate
What we
about,
can do is we can go into the I don't know if they do it, but the conspiracy behind serial killers and how a lot of serial killers have familial ties to like FBI, CIA,
Mm.
high military, and so it's like
like Summer of Sam,
yeah, and
Son
like
of Sam.
yeah, Son of Sam, and just like how Charles Manson was like best friends with the Beach Boys,
Mhm.
and like how it's just like people, and like that goes again with another MK Ultra thing where it's
Yeah.
like people in place get, and then it's just kind of like it's like I mean there are like serial killers, people kill people every day, but then why are these ones so famous?
Well, the girl from Monster too would say even up to her deathbed, she's like before they execute her, she
Oh,
said that
God, love her.
she goes the government knew I was killing people and they were telling me
she was
to
like
do
I
it.
was cleaning the streets.
Yeah.
I was cleaning the streets. They knew I
Punisher.
was doing it.
Yeah. And she's like the only reason she goes then they would then like and so every time I would tell the media like that they were behind me being a
Mhm.
serial killer, they would put radio frequencies in my cell to make me go insane and stuff. So I mean,
the sonic booms. We should do one on like that kind of stuff.
yeah. So
too.
maybe that's a way we dive into a serial thing without taking the thing from
Yeah.
them
'Cause-
because they're a great
'cause
podcast.
I-
Go support those guys. Murder
Yeah,
My Dude.
Yeah.
Rather than just he was going to kill people.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
So I mean, we're open to any topic. Like that's our whole thing is we want to kind of uncover everything. Once again, if you have a location,
Yes.
we will
we
come.
do that.
And we don't have to tell if you don't want anyone to know.
Yeah, we won't give your actual
Yeah,
address.
we won't say
out,
where
you know.
Oh
we're
my
at-
God, no.
At Carol Johnson's house at 439 Main Street.
We can even say Jane Doe if you
And
want
if
to
yeah,
say your
we
name.
just say we're at a house. We don't have to say where it is.
And if you're not comfortable with being on camera to tell us the stories of what's happening in your house, write them down,
Yeah,
and we'll do the
email
same
them,
thing we
yeah.
do here, and
we'll read it.
we'll sit in your kitchen or wherever you think you're having the most experience. And if something happens on camera, like we're not there to provoke it or say we're here.
Yeah, we're just there to
um,
give the stories.
We
of
would
it and
literally
discuss
just
it.
sit in the room or the location that you think is haunted
and
or
to help
having activity,
people. I mean, it really.
and to tell the story of what's happening, but kind of have a different backdrop.
Some people,
Yeah.
something's happening. So if you can help them somehow by listening or something, whatever.
Yeah, absolutely.
And maybe
I'll
one of
walk
us,
right in the room. I don't care.
yeah,
Yeah,
maybe
me too.
maybe
Yeah.
us,
Lock me
maybe
in the dark, I don't
one
care.
of the spectacs can give you a better idea of maybe you're not over exaggerating, but maybe give you clarity to maybe not be afraid as much as you should be,
Yes.
or
Mhm.
outside source looking in. So we're open to all that stuff. I mean,
Yeah.
it doesn't have to be a home run like Jim Thorpe Prison. Like we have no
No.
intent. We will sit in someone's kitchen. We'll sit in someone's attic
Yeah.
or basement or whatever.
Oh, let me sit in your attic. Let me
Yeah.
sit in your
I mean,
attic.
hopefully there's enough space to figure it out, but we will figure out space.
Yeah.
We'll make things work.
Mhm.
But yeah, we're open to anything. So we are going to Eastern State Penitentiary Halloween night.
Yeah.
I may or may not send Eastern State Penitentiary representatives the footage
I
of
would
our
do
Jim
it.
Thorpe and be like, hey, if you're interested. If not, we're going to be there anyway, and then we'll go and hang out
Yeah.
afterwards.
We're doing a podcast about it anyway after
Yeah.
we do it. So.
We're going to do the same thing when it comes to Gettysburg. We're going to send some locations that we're going to in Gettysburg, our footage that we got from Jim Thorpe and
Mhm.
the style of show we do, and hopefully maybe we can get something like that
That would be great.
or go back at a later day. But
Mhm.
like we're still going to go to location, experience it, and then go to the show
Yeah.
afterwards.
Yeah, we're gonna do it anyway. So if people allow us to come in, all the better, more fun.
Yeah, we're open. We're open. Like the only thing we're not going to do is I'm not knocking you for do it, but we're not so much the urban explorers where we're not going to go and
Mm-mm.
carry thousands of dollars worth of equipment into a band, like a place we're
No.
not supposed to be, and walk 8
Yeah.
miles into the woods and then
Yeah,
hope
I'm
to
not
get-
trying to get arrested.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get arrested. I'm not trying to get mugged.
Yeah, that too.
Yeah, we're not breaking in nowhere. or
Yeah,
nothing.
No,
we're not
God,
doing anything
no.
like
We're
that.
gonna go place we're invited.
But if
Yeah,
you
that's more fun anyway.
if you have done that and you have no problem telling people you've done that and you want to tell your
Yeah.
story, come sit at the table and you can tell your story. We don't condone breaking into places, but we'll listen to your story.
yeah,
I know Pennhurst is a big one, and probably but I know understand you may not be.
yeah.
If that episode
yeah.
happens, you may sit out.
Like
can't-
when we were on the Bang and Beers podcast, like
Cheese.
Cheesefoot, the
Yeah.
comedian Cheesefoot was talking about it, and I said if they ever do like a Penthurst thing, and like somebody else can take my place just because for
Personal
disclosure,
reasons, yeah.
disclosure, I worked with individuals with mental disabilities, and some of them actually grew up and had some of their worst experiences in Penthurst. So I just know if I go, it would just be me crying the whole time, and it wouldn't be good for
Yeah.
anybody. So
So that would be the episode where we might be flying solo or
No, that
Heidi
sounds-
jumps
yeah,
in
there
or
we go.
something.
mhm.
Yeah. So once again, this Wednesday, 12:00, definitely go check out the Jim Thorpe episode. Go buy a T-shirt, go buy a hoodie, a sticker, anything. Help
Yeah.
us grow. We are getting closer to our marker for new headphones. And that all
Yes.
comes because you guys bought merchandise from one of the 6 shows.
Yeah,
Um,
guys, thank you so much.
We are live every single night on one of our Facebook pages, so go check out Interviews with Everyday People, Bangin' Beers, Truth Behind Illusion, Not Cool in High School, and
Tornado Tag.
Podcast. You can see Andy on Thursday nights, Tornado
Mhm.
Tag. You can see Tori Monday and Tuesday here, and also Not Cool. You can see my awesome face every single day. Yeah, but anything to plug, Tori?
My design page on Instagram, it's Bewitched in Clover Designs. All the logos that I do and everything, I do commissions. And also my band, the Tommy Knockers, on Facebook and Instagram. And also I read cards. Yeah.
If you want a logo for your podcast,
Yeah.
hit Tori up.
Mhm.
She does an
She
amazing
did
job.
this one, and she has a very fast turnaround.
She does.
Yeah.
She works
Ew.
quick.
Thank
That's
She
hard to
works
get
quick.
when you're looking for a logo.
Yep.
So you look for a
Yeah.
band that
And-
wants a
and-
shirt, a
and we
wrestler,
will,
or a business.
Yeah.
Anyway, if you just want a graphic,
If you
want a
just
graphic.
want you,
Yeah.
if you just want you as like a famous person or
Yeah.
whatnot,
Or
I've actually started doing. I take my one profile picture on Facebook was like my face, but then there was like that crazy background, like the
Mhm.
star on top, where I go in and I actually take your portrait and then I just like whatever you like. If you like Viking stuff or if you like superheroes or whatnot, I just kind of like make that whole background.
that's a good
And I
idea.
just make a whole I'm gonna start doing that. I'm doing some just like freebies for
Yeah.
my friends to just kind of like promote it and then see if people.
Yeah.
It's a good
Or
gift
interested in
idea
that.
too, because you could have her make like, let's say, like Harry Potter. You make your kid a Harry Potter, and then you take that and you get it printed out and you put it on a picture or something.
Yeah, like I'd
know?
have you at
Yeah.
like Diagon
Yeah,
Alley
yeah.
or in like
It's
Hogwarts
a
or
good-
something.
Yeah.
Yeah. So if you want cool logos for your shows, definitely hit her up. Or if you
Yeah.
want logos for your business or your band or
For
anything.
yourself or your
Oh.
porn company. You
Yeah.
know, it's, what you do with the logos, your business.
Absolutely. And if you're a guest on the show, you get a free logo done.
Yep.
And you can buy it on on our merch
Yep.
page. And she is making cool stuff for the other shows, which is exciting. I'm
Yeah.
super thankful.
Yeah.
This Tori's the MVP of this goddamn
Yeah.
show
Aw.
of the network because she
Excuse me,
kills
hard
it.
working.
Yeah, she kills it,
Thanks.
man.
Thank
We have
you.
really cool stuff coming up with Not Cool in High School. So if you're a big fan of the Scooby-Doo shirt, which
Mhm.
half the time I was forgetting I was wearing it, Jim Thorpe.
I
but
know,
it-
and I kept coming up and like pointing.
yeah, but it was a big hit. Like people, as I was walking down the street, people were looking at the shirt and like, "Oh, that's a really
Yeah,
cool
that's-
Scooby-Doo
it's-
shirt."
yeah,
And
it's
then I was
cool.
like,
I'm like,
"Actually,
wait a
that's
minute.
us. It's us
that's
three."
our podcast.
No, it's not.
And then people were looking
Blows their
at
minds.
us and then seeing the cartoon of us in the shirt.
And they're
like,
like,
And they're like, "Well, who's the dog?" I'm like, "That's like my actual
That's
dog."
my dog.
Yeah. So it was
That's lady.
she.
a dog.
Oh my
Okay.
What?
Guy who overacts at everything.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. So check it out. Andy, what do you got?
Nothing really. I got shirts and pro wrestling tees, Blue and Gold. There's 2 up there.
Links
and then,
are below for that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Outbreak Quarantine Files every Friday at 9 o'clock, I believe. Or no, it's Saturday. They switch it.
Yeah.
It's every Friday or Saturday. Outbreak Quarantine Files. Watch me wrestle. I don't know what episodes I'm on because they don't tell me until it comes out. And I'm
Yeah.
like, but it's the day, so I don't know.
Yeah.
So I'll be popping up with some other place too, but I can't talk about it.
All right.
Mm.
Go support Andy as a pro wrestler.
Mm-hmm.
Support the network,
Yeah.
IWEP network. We have a lot of cool shows. I feel like we're hitting our strides. You know.
Yes.
Very busy this whole month. I do have interviews booked every
Wow.
Wednesday now. So every
That's
Wednesday I have
awesome.
interviews going. We may be doing a live music stream as well as an interview the
Cool.
last Wednesday of the month
That's super cool.
with the band Radio Soup. It's a
Oh, cool.
cover
Okay,
band with
yeah.
with good people. So we
What
have that
would
coming
radio
up.
soup taste like?
Static.
It's like licking a battery?
Yeah.
But yeah, that'll
good.
Yeah.
good. That'll do it. Thank you guys so much for coming in, hanging
Yes,
out.
thank you.
Like I said, like, share, subscribe. Tell people you're watching this. Word of mouth is the best way to grow. Make sure you join our Facebook community page where you can go in if you are a podcast or if you are someone who finds a really cool supernatural story or
Yeah.
a topic you want us to cover.
Comment.
Share it in the group page, man.
Share, like.
I think we just hit 300 members.
Cool.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah, so we are
Thank
growing.
you to everyone.
And as you're hearing the last outro music, we'll give you another little look at our Jim Thorpe Jailbirds logo. So we'll
Ooh,
see you guys
hey
next
now.
time. We're out of here.
The truth behind illusion.